Dealing with burnout is a lot easier than you might think, and today we're going to be explaining why that is. So, when you're competitive in life, which is what I preach, by the way, you have to be so crazy competitive in life. You need to identify and surpass your competition. That's first and foremost, right? Before we get into burnout. You have competition everywhere around you in life. And what you want to do is identify your competition, the competition that is near you to your level, right? Because you don't want to place yourself and compare yourself to somebody that is much higher than you in terms of money, status, power, because you want to have a realistic gap that you can easily surpass. And you can't just set all these high bars and then expect to achieve them, at a realistic pace. So that's why there's something called progressive overload. Of course, you want to set your standards realistically high and then achieve those standards and then keep progressing forward. But the point is, so most people have heard about burnout, right? It's this phenomenon where you keep overworking yourself to an extent, and you basically have more on your plate than you can handle. And, this has to do with a number of reasons, but mainly it comes from lack of proper time management, feeling overwhelmed. So, it's all about organization at the end of the day. Being organized will help you tremendously in life. And this is not a surprise, but having healthy morning and night routines, waking up at the same time every morning, getting the correct shit done every day. When you have a consistent routine, you are far less likely to be burnt out. When you start incorporating discipline and an organized routine, a productive routine into your day-to-day life, burnout ceases to exist because you don't see things as going over the top, right? You're not adding more to your plate. You're having an organized list of accomplishments throughout your day, and you're getting shit done, right? So you don't have this idea of like, oh, I'm putting too much on my plate, or, oh, I'm starting to feel overwhelmed because I got this, that, and all of this to worry about. It's like, no, it's like, increase the level of responsibility that you have to take for yourself, right? So if I feel like I have a very low level of responsibility for myself and the others around me, when somebody gives me this task at a much higher standard, I'm going to feel overwhelmed. I'm going to feel like I'm being overworked. It's because me mentally, I have not yet placed my level of self-responsibility to a higher extent where I can then accept a wider variety of challenges to accomplish daily. And we'll go back to routine because there's another thing I want to talk about. It's actually giving yourself the right breaks. So when we talk about the 80-20 rule, which I've brought up before, you want to have 80% of your day being productive, right? Then you can dedicate about 20% of your day to having breaks and enjoying time off and having these little rewards. Okay, an hour of video games later tonight after I get all my stuff done. And actually get all your stuff done. Have a checklist. That's part of being organized. Have a nice little checklist saying, okay, I got this done, I got that done. When you can visualize how many accomplishments you actually have gotten done throughout the day, then you can understand, okay, I'm being way more productive than I might have thought. And that feeling of being so tremendously productive surpasses that feeling of burning out, because that feeling of burnout comes from thinking that you're putting in so much work and you're not seeing the output, right? So burnout is like this phenomenon, right, where people think that they're not getting the results that they want, when in reality they're not organized, they're most likely not disciplined, they don't have the patience. So there's a few things too. So of course you want to identify your competition, because that's also very good fuel source, right? So competition for me, other people around my age that maybe have more of their lives figured out. So there's people that I see that have more money than me, there's people that have more status than me, more power than me at my age, even a little bit younger. And I think where most people are quick to be envious, they think, okay, well, he's just lucky, he got this because of that, right? I take the time to analyze that person and think, okay, how did he get that? What did he do to get that car? What did he do to get that status? What is he doing right now to give him that level of power? So you learn from these people that have these different advantages, and then you culminate that into your own experiences and then find the best possible solution to surpass your competition. And that all ties into avoiding burnout, because when you're so focused on your competition and the amount of productivity that you're outputting every single day, you don't really care about burnout. Burnout really becomes this like myth, like why would somebody feel that they're just more tired out of doing the healthy things throughout their day if they're being genuinely productive and they're having a balanced lifestyle, right? Like the 80-20, like I mentioned before, then there's no such thing as burnout. Burnout really is this myth to get people to stop working and to start being more lazy and to, just waste time on instant gratification activities. Oh, let's go party with the friends tonight. You've been working too hard. There's always more work to be done. What is this like myth? Like, oh, you've already done enough. Like, okay, you can take these healthy breaks, but you can't just be quitting for like a week. Don't be taking a month off the gym because you're like, oh yeah, I got a good body so far. Like, no, that's not how it works. keep hitting the gym. You keep getting those gains. Because you can take a day off. You can just sit back and relax. But what's your competition doing? Your competition is still on the grind, still making those daily uploads, still going to the gym every day, still getting more money every day, still working to improve their lives, their health, their diet, whatever. Your competition will surpass you if you don't do the things, the steps to surpass them every day. So that's why you want to make sure that you're doing whatever you can to surpass your competition, because competition is healthy in life. A lot of people have this stigma that it's like, oh, don't be competitive, blah, blah, blah. How else are you supposed to level up? When you have these reference points around you that are people that have gotten this, that, and the third, you want to have these reference points so you know where you are in life so you can surpass them. Using whatever they've learned, add it to your arsenal of information and surpass them. That is how you're competitive. That is how you avoid burnout, focusing on your competition, having healthy breaks, and knowing how to stay organized. These are key components of avoiding burnout and being on your grind. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you in the next.